You're listening to the Paracasual Destiny Podcast. Hello and welcome, everyone. It is the Paracasual Destiny Podcast, just like heard in the intro there. Hardcore casuals talk all things Destiny. We're at episode 55, the Double Nickels episode. Obey your local speed limits within reason. And how's everybody doing out there? I think we've got everybody here tonight. We're hoping Richard might join. We never know. Depends on what his schedule's like. And
a bit ephemeral, that one. A bit ghostly.
Hey, all right. And we have cat fun tonight. So if things go haywire, you can blame it on the cat. Not my lack of technical skill. So I am trying to operate a mouse with a cat tail over it.
What percentage of Destiny players would y'all say are cat people?
I'm going to say 47%. Or maybe even 43%.
But we're generally thinking that it's probably at least half, like around there.
Around.
Yeah.
Sorry to derail the intros. I'm Green Stego.
Green Stego, cat aficionado.
Yeah, well, basically we are the cat aficionado for sure. And so we've got Sally Bug, Green Stego, Romance Girl, all here tonight. And kind of light on the highlights and topics. Not a whole bunch to talk about, but certainly it's summer, so we've been playing at more or less how would you say it? More or less casual?
Casual players casually playing.
Casual players.
Hardcore casually?
So, what I have here is Solstice Event wrap-up. It's over. As of like 6-7 hours ago, it's over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, Eva Levante is still there with all the flowers and everything. It's just when you go into her menu, there's nothing there anymore. It's kind of sad to see it go. And I say that from the perspective of personally having a lot of fun with the Solstice Event this year for whatever reason. You know, I don't. We are also joined by Roman numeral 2 Ghost, Roman numeral 5, Roman numeral 10. So that's a VX for you non-Destiny folks. 2 followed by a 2.
Colloquially, Ghost by Ghost.
AKA Richard. And Richard, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep.
He's here.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks for hopping in and legitimizing what we do here.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like during the last part of Solstice, I fucked up twice.
How so?
I was in a dungeon, and I was like, "Yeah, we just finished it. Sure, I should gild this seal now." I didn't upgrade one piece of armor.
Was it fully rekindled?
I didn't fully rekindle it, no, and then I did. Went into another dungeon, and then I put the armor.
Got to put it on.
That's Sally Bug pulled that one.
I totally pulled that.
And then I was just like, fuck it, I'm not doing it now.
No.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, Sally Bug.
You should have reached out to us. We had a checkpoint ready for you and everything. I mean.
No, I don't know. It's because I messed up twice. I was like, for fuck's sake. Nicholas was like, how'd you mess up twice? I'm not fucking know.
Yeah. You're tired.
I was
Deserve
gonna say,
a little
might be sleep deprivation.
Ooh.
Finally catching up with you
Maybe.
after all these years.
No, I'm sorry to hear that, though.
Hey.
I mean, I did get the seal, so I'm not too bothered about not gilding it.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
It's my first gilded seal.
It's my first one,
so
too.
It's kind of exciting.
I think it's all of ours except Ghosts.
Well, he's got other gilded seals, I believe.
Yes, yeah. He's
Gilded
already
titles.
pre-gilded.
Yeah.
But for us true casuals,
I don't know
How many
about
gilded
that.
titles you got?
I did Dredgen a couple of times. Deadeye.
Yeah, all
You
the
can't
hardcore
keep this
ones.
one away from Gambit.
And I got one more Grandmaster before I killed my Conqueror.
Ooh,
Wow.
now that's impressive.
I'm not even at a light level where I can do one Grandmaster.
And it's the last Grandmaster is the worst. It's Proving Grounds.
Ouch.
Oof.
Tough
Well,
stuff.
just in case you forgot, the Skyburner's Oath exotic scout rifle does a little bonus damage against Cabal enemies. And so,
Yeah,
you know,
I
you may
used
want to.
it last time I had an attempt on it because it was easier to, when the Cabal like mini boss puts up that shield, it still pierces
Right.
through it.
Oh,
Is
that's
it,
nice.
That is nice.
Scout rifles. What's the buff that you can get to scout rifle? Like are they anti-barrier? No,
Unstoppable.
they're unstoppable. Okay.
Yeah. One of these times we'll
Which
have to
works
get Nicholas on
because
here.
Anti-barrier and Skyburners don't mix well when it comes to that Grandmaster.
Yeah, I saw a few
Yeah, no, they
builds
don't.
too, around, all centered around Skyburner. So Skyburner builds for going in,
For
probably
proving ground.
for proving grounds. Yeah,
Oh, it's probably a good place to farm my Skyburner's Catalyst, the easy version of the
Ooh,
strike.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Run it a few times.
Absolutely.
You got a single copy of Hothead. Your last
I
run you were
did
doing
just from
strikes.
doing the 1420 Nightfall with matchmaking.
Wow.
Just a lucky drop.
Lucky drop. I don't have any.
I don't think I got a hothead.
And now
I
that.
for sure do not have the Silicon Neuroma, I believe it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Hothead
I
and
don't
Plug won't
think I
go
have
away
that
next
either.
season.
Yeah. I've got like a couple good plug ones. But never got a hothead.
So who all was able to fully rekindle their armor? I'm guessing everyone here was able to at least fully rekindle one set of armor.
yes. I did all three characters.
I did too, and I don't usually do all three.
I
There
wouldn't
was
have
on
done.
I went on to the third one, did one helmet, and it was like, you got the Gilded Triumph. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
For some reason, like the process wasn't that hard. I didn't think I was going to be able to guild because I thought you had to do it I thought you had to rekindle armor on different characters, but I didn't realize you could just do another
Yeah, just
you
buy
can
it from
kindle
her. Yeah.
whole nother set from your main character. And I was like, oh, that I can do. When I realized I could do that, thank you, romance girl. I was like, oh, I can do that. So I was able to get it.
Yeah, I don't think I would have done it unless they put the multiplier on that last week.
Yeah, same here. The multiplier inspired me to just go for it.
Definitely.
I've been more motivated to do if they added it a bit early. Not gonna lie.
I agree. I feel like there should have been better communication about when and how the multiplayer was.
I got the impression it was bugged, but I'm not sure if they did it on. They didn't. They're very vague. Yeah.
Yeah, they were a bit vague about
A bit vague about it, and because I know some other things were bugged, like things weren't dropping the currency, the silver leaves or whatever, and they fixed that.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff that was supposed to be sold didn't make it into Eververse for some reason, and so they're actually selling it now. Some of the Solstice items for Bright Dust, so and whatnot. Yeah. All in all, a great, just fun thing to go for. I think I was just I skipped out on Guardian games. Took a break during that time to play Elden Ring and some other games, and this was just like coming back to that grindy event thing with Destiny again. So
Yeah,
I'm
it was
looking.
the same way with Guardian Games.
I do like the events. I do like these. Like the
And Neil, have you
Festival of the
checked
Lost.
out what they've added to AC Valhalla right now?
I have not yet, but I saw a little
the-
something on it.
You know the game Hades? They've basically done a game mode of that on Valhalla. You know, when you beat your level and you can pick up abilities and shit as you go along.
Oh, it's like that.
Ooh,
I
like
knew
a roguelike.
they were selling it as like RPG, like an RPG thing.
Yeah, because you play as Odin and you go in and you obviously have to go with what you're given. You beat enemies and say open the chests and you get like to pick what you want and then carry on with that loadout until you die. Or get better weapons.
You're piquing my interest
Wow.
here. That sounds good.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
And you haven't been on Elden Ring in a while either.
No, I've been playing Destiny. That's been
That's
my
also-
Also,
That's the
and
thing
you've
about
been
Destiny.
wearing your musician hat a lot.
yeah.
So
If I'm not playing Destiny, I'm rehearsing. There's been some other things in the last couple of this week at Bungie things, which I haven't really been reading them. I've just been watching Astacross's videos on them, to be honest. But I understand that skill-based matchmaking is making a return in the next season, which is pretty quick. When's the next season start?
August 23rd.
Are we in the final 2
wait,
weeks?
it starts August 23rd?
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks? You were in the final 2 weeks of season 17.
13 days remaining.
Season of the Haunted. That's why Sally Bug and I are trying to grind out. Do you have the Reaper title yet? The Seal, Richard?
Yeah, I got that one.
You got that one, yeah. I think Sally Bug, both you and I, we grinded quite a bit today. The pain in the butt was the random events that they want you to do.
Random events, yeah.
Like on the Leviathan, the derelict, those random high value
Specific
targets and these events that occur in the royal pools and pleasure gardens. Pain in the butt, sitting around,
Right.
standing
were
around like last
playing
night. We were playing like 2 hours waiting for them to show up, right?
And then Sooltime got tired and he said, "All right, I'm
I'm done.
packing it in." And as soon as he hung up, one of the events we were looking for came out.
I was so mad.
Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's hard with the RNG stuff, right?
I don't like
it's
that.
Like,
Y'all remember using a app on
Yes.
your
For
phone or
public
website for like
events, yeah.
the D1 public
Yes.
event?
They went
Yes.
to
I
Obama.
remember that shit.
I
When I was
remember.
getting exotic swords. Just, you need this material.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. I remember just having my phone there, like, and that's when those events were on some sort of timer, right? And so
Yeah, there was like a probability.
yeah, and then people would like make it more accurate by like there was something on the app that I had that said, "Did this event occur?" And you would say yes or no. And it would like update the database to make it more accurate. It was kind of like a community-driven thing.
yeah. I
Very
remember
cool.
that. Wow.
Good
Very
old
cool
days.
times.
Good old days.
Where the Destiny community coming together.
Speaking of good old days, skill-based matchmaking coming back to Crucible is A-OK with me. That is boogie woogies, because the most fun I've ever had in Crucible was when there was skill-based matchmaking, and I felt like it was competitive. I would actually get onto the edge of my seat and love those close games and feel like, hey, I've got some dynamics here where I can find out what actually works for me. To whereas the past few years has been I'm more dead than I am alive, so I spend more time respawning than I do figuring out how to get better at it, I guess. So I'm rejoicing myself and hoping that looking forward to trying it out and getting back in. It's my understanding that next season they're applying it only to one game mode, right?
That sounds right.
Control, I think, is getting it, but everything else they're not touching. So it's like easing in, taking notes, experimenting. I love the way they do this too. They try it out, and if it sucks, it doesn't work. They can try. They can tweak it, try something else, right?
Forget exactly.
But when anybody who remembers the like, they kind of gave like a bulleted mission statement for like what they want Crucible matchmaking to feel like, and it's just like it's hard to argue with what they're going for, right? Like everybody has a chance. They want everybody to feel powerful and like they can have an impact on the game.
Right. If there's a lot of people like me and they're getting the data that I don't even go in there anymore unless I need to for some collection thing or, a seal or whatever, or like for Solstice, I went in, to get those challenges completed. But other than that, I don't touch it. As soon as it's over, I'm out of there, and I don't even bother with it.
Momentum for my Crucible kills in games.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Richard, I'm curious because I think out of all of us, maybe, I think you guys over there play more Crucible for sure. How do you feel about the return of skill-based matchmaking?
Honestly, I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't play Crucible enough.
Wait and see.
Much,
well,
really.
I don't know. I think
I do have a new loadout for it now. I got like I use DFA still with time payload, and then I use Horror's Least because the thing slaps.
Yeah, I gotten killed by that recently. Yeah. Well, cool. So you're looking forward to seeing what's happening with it?
Yeah, I got a PvP loadout, so it's.
Yeah, sounds like you're secretly excited.
For those who are
and Horror's Least is Arc as well, with Arc 3.0 coming, so
that could be nice. Richard, are either of those Adept?
Yeah, they both are.
Oh,
thought so. Wow.
How do you like them
Adept
apples?
Timed payload DFA. That's nice. That's a Crucible drop right there. The payload perks are nice. That timed payload can really mess up somebody's.
Yeah, I think they brought Horror Least out when Corrupted was an i4, and as we were doing it, I was like, "This is going to be annoying." So we watched an Aztec video and had a killer straight away. I thought the strat and we did it straight away. We're like, "That's it, we're fucking done."
Wow. Yeah.
Nice.
Instead of having to farm for it.
That's a very fun mission, but compared to the other strikes, it's very frustrating.
Yeah. I can see as a nightfall it being brutal.
Especially the elevator part. My God.
Because there's nowhere to go. Especially when it like the thing in the middle.
Yeah, I think Callum got knocked off a few times.
Yeah. Well, I'm
excited about Crucible. I have enjoyed Crucible in the past. I remember usually I play during Iron Banner, like that's when it's an event. Kind of entices me to jump back in. But last Iron Banner I did not like. I'm hoping that they got that data. Yeah. But a lot of people did like it. But I think it's just like I may have enjoyed it slightly more if there was like a little bit more skill-based matchmaking in there. Who knows?
And I think they made some changes. They made some changes for the second time it came around. The Rift, like having the Mercy rule and all that.
Yeah, that's a brand new game mode next season when Iron Banner comes back out.
The new game mode, yeah.
The hype for the new game mode. That seems like it could be fun.
I think they're doing
more
that
interested in
just
waiting
in
for Braid.
they're doing it in Crucible Labs first, just to see. They said they learned their lesson before just throwing it into Iron Banner, a new game mode into Iron Banner before all the bugs were fixed. So,
did anybody catch any information or details on the new game mode by any chance?
It's called Eruption.
I haven't watched the video. That's all I know. Yeah, same as Sally.
Yeah, well, and it's something about like when you get kills, your abilities recharge faster, and as you get more kills without dying, they continue to get recharged faster, and then you just stay empowered. They had a name for it, and I don't think it was empowered, but whatever. I don't see it being a mode like I die after one or two kill, like one kill.
There's a little more to it though, because if you keep going on a streak, then you get like a buff that times down.
Sorry.
Right.
And
well,
if you don't get another kill, then you'll like expire.
Right.
But also if you're at that point in your kill streak, then it also highlights your position for
because you glow, right?
Both teams. So it also kind of gives it like a control aspect, which is something that I miss. I prefer the control because like I kind of have an easier time when I have like A, B, C like labeled for me to kind of orient myself, and that's I think it'll be fun to have like the enemy guy like highlighted, and then we can kind of like move around and strategize because they're also worth more points if you can get them.
One of the things I think I did read was assists count too, so it's almost like you could like group together, like they're encouraging group play, right? So if you have a team member,
D2 vanilla,
a team member that is like on that streak, then you could have a group kind of like giving assists to him or her to get the
rally around the
streak going. Yeah, I mean there's I could definitely see some strategies.
Well, with only 2 weeks left before the reveal, there's going to be some leaks anyway.
You know, we've already had this game mode, you know.
Eruption?
Yeah, pretty much. Except it was 2v2. It was the Crimson Days, remember? It's pretty much the same thing.
No, the Crimson Days was completely different. It had a mechanic where you had to stay close to your teammate.
Well, that's what we were just talking about. Plus, you start glowing.
No, that's Sally Bug's personal strategy. That has nothing to do with the gameplay.
She was like, she wanted to phalanx up like a
Sally Bug's the new
Roman
Acid Cross.
legionnaire.
She's already crafting a strategy for a game mode that's not even out yet.
I'm crafting a way that I could actually participate in it because I know that I'm not going to be on streaks, but I could try to find the one who's on my team that's doing well and try to give assists.
Well, it starts off, I just pulled up the TWAB. It starts off saying that it's Clash, right?
Fundamentally, yeah.
So it's a like version of it, it's Clash with energy boosts based on kill streaks, to sum it up, right? Boy, it's been a long time. This is refreshing. I'm glad they're trying stuff like this, honestly. This is great. You know, even if it turns out to be bad, it's still good that they're at least trying something new.
Keep in mind that mode wouldn't have the skill-based matchmaking, right?
Not in season 18.
Yeah, they're only doing the skill-based matchmaking and control
Oh,
to try to get data on it. To see
if there's a freelance playlist, there may be skill-based matchmaking. Because isn't there skill-based matchmaking in freelance playlists currently?
There's skill-based matchmaking in the competitive playlist.
Glory, yeah.
Yeah.
Freestyle Glory.
Well, they're also like they want to try to find an algorithm to do away with the freelance so that they have like it's just built in to one playlist, and it'll like if there's a team of 2, they'll try to match against another team of 2 in the group. So smart matchmaking based on team size. And if there's 6 independent, if there's enough independent players, they'll just put them all in the same match. You know what I mean? I remember reading.
Trying to not split the playlist so much.
Into a freelance and a team thing.
Everything's an algorithm these days.
Yes, it is. Welcome to 2020s. Decade of algorithms. What's going on with Pelham?
Oh, he's playing that game mode thing on Valhalla.
Oh, is he having? That's right. Pelham plays Valhalla.
Because it's like obviously the Hades part where you can go and you buy stuff, you get like money in it, and you can get runes that automatically equip. And then when you come out of that area and go back to like Ravensthorpe, back to the main area where you're Eivor, you can buy stuff off this like. It looks kind of like he's small, so I'm saying he's like a dwarf guy. You can buy stuff off him that you get to keep, which the armor looks pretty cool.
And this is permanent.
I'm just checking now. We are actually bleeding listeners right now, and they are not interested.
Y'all go start an Assassin's Creed podcast.
But before we get off of Assassin's Creed, I just have to know what's Pelham's power level. What's Pelham's power?
What's your power, Pelham? Does it show it in there?
Is he 400 something?
He better be over 9,000.
It doesn't go that high.
It doesn't show your power in there because you don't play as Eivor.
Oh, it's a completely different mode, right? Okay, fair enough. August 23rd, what's that mean? It means the new season starts, but it's also the launch of the next sort of video event, right? Showcase.
Call it the showcase. So I think they're going to tell us what the raid is, finally, what the raid that's coming out with
Makes
this
sense
season.
to be Kingsfall, to be honest.
And they're going to probably talk about Arc 3.0.
And there's a leak already. There's already a leak about a new subclass.
Well, we're not talking. We're not doing spoilers.
That's what I said. I'm not sure if it's true though, so I'm not saying it is.
Okay, good.
And well, I don't think do you think a new subclass is going to be introduced alongside Arc 3.0?
No, it's the showcase is showcasing Lightfall stuff as well, so it's probably for that.
Oh, okay. And Lightfall is supposed to come out in February, is that right?
I think so. Right about the same time as Witch Queen did.
Right, that was February something.
The showcase is obviously showing the next season, the new raid, and it's showcasing Lightfall, like having the trailer for Lightfall.
Right. Has anyone have any idea what they think is going to be happening with the storyline, like with this next season? Any idea what they think the theme is going to be?
There's potential to go either way. With obviously, it could have something to do with Rasputin getting an extra body. It could be Aramis coming back. There's quite a few bits they could do, to be honest.
For real. Cassia had a passing thought recently about
Oh, she said Tanix is coming back, didn't she?
No.
Never said that in my life.
Playing through the Witch Queen first mission on an alt recently for Solstice, was thinking that maybe what if this like rift in space time like widens and we can like visit Golden Age Mars.
Oh, that almost sounds
cool.
like Destiny 3 on the horizon.
Oh, we don't speak of Destiny 3. We don't do that here.
Oh, that's
no,
right.
we don't.
That's
We
not in our
just think
contract.
that next season is going to be a Siva season where we have to go rescue Rasputin and we have to go to Golden Age Mars
Nothing has indicated that would be the case.
to get code to
You've
save
been
Rasputin,
fanficking
but then
this
Siva
for
hitches
3
around.
years now.
It's not too far-fetched considering the Sony acquisition.
Sony is big
They
fan
were
of
Sony
Siva
acquisition
season.
happened way too early to have any
Yeah, that's
kind of
that's
say
true.
on narrative this upcoming
Yeah,
season.
they did say they would do a Siva season at some point.
I'm starting to
I
learn
don't
why it
think
was
they
just
ever
a
said
passing thought and not a one that stuck around.
I mean, it
too
makes
long.
sense. Like if they did Siva
I'd
and
love
then
it.
bring back Wrath of the Machine, right?
They'd have to make a new exotic for the raid though, because Outbreak's already in the game.
Well, then that's out the window. They can't make a new exotic. We know that. The game is flooded
Because
with
Mark
exotics.
Noseworthy left, so no more exotics. What's next on the agenda?
That's kind of why I think King's Fall's next, because they'd have to create a new exotic for Wrath if they were going to bring it back.
King's Fall makes
don't
the
think
most
that-
sense because we've been following the Hive and with Sabathun's story.
Yeah, I'd kind of
But,
like to circle back to like
I think we'll eventually get both. So if you stick with it,
Bibs. Am I still here? Cat stepped on
Yeah.
my keyboard.
Is it Bibbs? She's bothering you now?
Yep. She's
Yep.
gonna come to me now.
Yeah,
I
she
would
was.
welcome a Siva trace rifle. Sorry.
Siva
nanoids.
Trace, right? Ooh, with a red beam. Oh my god, that would
Nanoids
be so
attached.
cool. Now I'm hyped,
Oh, now I've said nanots attached, it's got to be an exotic.
right? I gotta say, something really interesting here is that we should probably move the podcast along a little bit because I'm about 100 nightmare containment shy of the seal. So,
Oh my god.
so many
nightmares
nightmares.
So many.
Those nightmares are going to contain themselves.
But the reason I
Nightmares
brought up the nightmare
so true.
containments is because it's a perfect segue into the Paracasual loadouts this week. And so let's roll the theme song. Welcome to Paracasual Loadouts. What's come out of your vault lately? Okay, I'd like to start with Richard. Any recent builds or armor or weapons that you pulled out of your vault or that you just can't put back into your vault?
I started using a few different weapons, like I started using a syncopation that I crafted.
Oh yes,
So
I
we're
love
with
the
that.
syncopation 53. I am totally
And then
down.
I was ranking up my Without Remorse, which is like I think level 21 now, so it's got enhanced incandescent and I think it's threat detector on it.
Oh,
That's been
you're
fun to
killing
use.
me here because I'm just really in the whole incandescent, the cult of the incandescent perk because it is fantastic, especially in nightmare containment. And to think of enhanced, that's even better. What's the fusion rifle storm trance? No, what am I thinking?
The Linear Storm Chaser.
Storm Chaser. That's what it is. Yeah, Storm Chaser. I don't have that
From
gun,
the dungeon.
but
We need to get you through the dungeon.
I need to get that gun. So I need to start doing the new dungeon. Once I get my seal from the Season of the Haunted, then I'll be free to explore the new dungeon.
Once you're done playing this game, then you're free to play this game more.
Once I'm done playing this game, then I'll start living my
That
life
is
again.
Destiny in a nutshell, right there.
Green. Well, let's go with Sallybug. Sallybug, what have you been in terms of build armor weapons lately?
I mean, I did take advantage of kind of the ease of being able to focus the armor.
Mm-hmm.
with the Solstice. So I've been wearing mostly my Solstice armor because I was able to focus it. I didn't quite get to the like 100 resilience, 100 like 2 at 100, but it was able to get at least like a build where resilience was 100, and then the second one was relatively high. I think did discipline, but I can't quite remember. Anyway, that and just keep on. I alluded to it, I think, the last podcast, where I'm still on the solar build with the trip mine and Ahamkara spine gauntlets. So mostly that. I did switch back. Ooh, I do want to mention that it was like not yesterday, but the day before, the Lost Sector was like easy. Like, I have to say easy because it was easy for me. So if it was easy for me, it had to have been a piece of cake for other people. But I was able to...
Which Lost Sector was it? It was the one...
Skydock?
Skydock. Easy, yeah.
Yeah, that was weird because I was looking at my roster and it's like, everyone was in Skydock. I was like, the fuck?
Because it was so
very quick.
Short.
I hadn't gotten all the exotics yet, so I farmed all of them.
It was short, and it was, just like mostly red bars, and then the few champions. So if you had and only void shield. So even though it was match game, you only really needed to have a void weapon on. So, that was, I wanted to bring that up. I think and I thought, I'm going to have to switch my void subclass because I can't survive in these without being able to go invisible. But I was able to do it. So, and I was only missing, the only reason I did it was because the only exotic piece I was missing was the new arms, and it happened to be arms. So I went in and it's like, oh my gosh, that was so easy. I actually went in and did a master, and it was my first master solo Lost Sector because it was
wow.
So it was a moment for me.
So much
Sally did legend and decided to choose violence and go into master.
It wasn't.
I was like, oh, the legend is so easy. I'm gonna keep doing legend. That was my reaction.
I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't flawless. I didn't. Neither one of them was flawless, but it was great. I was kind of proud of myself and enjoyed it. So, but I went in with that same loadout, and then after the solstice, after I got all the solstice done that I was going to do, Sooltime, you and I started saying, okay, hey, let's look and see if we can get the season seal. And one of the ones was you had to get kills with seasonal weapons, and just by grinding out what you needed to do on the Leviathan, I was able to unlock both Mida Mini Tool and an Austringer. So pattern. So I'm just enjoy, just playing around with those weapons. They're not leveled up at all, like as well. So they're not leveled up in any way like Richard's are, but they're made. Oh, and I finally finished that silly evidence board quest I had for months from the Witch Queen, because I needed a Tarnation pattern that just wouldn't drop for me. And I finally got that by grinding Wellspring for Solstice. So thank you, Solstice, for helping me get through that. Now I just have to go on. Now I have to do the glaive thing.
First one you get free, the other ones is just too grindy. the drop rate is ass.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Romance Girl.
Oh,
What have you been up
to? I continued my quest of knocking out some old and new catalysts. I finished Trespasser, and which is the season's weapon, and is very good, by the way. It's just like amazing. You can breeze through any
I did mine as well recently.
Normal level.
It's fun.
Activity with Trespasser and just
nice.
go crazy with it.
Right.
Symmetry, not so much. It's not very good. And I finally got the catalyst for Telesto, like this weekend. And anyone who is a long-time listeners know that Telesto is one of my favorite exotics. I finished the cat. Actually, was easy to get the catalyst for, unlike some of these other weapons. That can be a bit.
Yeah, I'm having a really annoying time trying to do Jotun's catalyst.
Oh, I finished Jotun in the Mayhem playlist in Crucible.
You took it in Crucible?
So if I can do Crucible. No, it's fair game in Mayhem is what I told myself. Anything is fair game in Mayhem.
I was going into the grasp dungeon at the start, just killing ads there.
Yeah, that's what I did with it.
You know what I would recommend is Dares of Eternity. It's like there's like a lot of enemies and it's like fun.
Especially for a heavy.
Ammo opportunity.
If you have a power weapon, a heavy one that takes heavy ammo.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it is Dares.
Too, primary and special ammo weapons. There's just so many enemies in that activity that I've had a lot of luck with it.
Right. Cool. You mentioned.
Oh, and also for the legendary lost sectors, I'm still using my Enigma glaive for unstoppables. I feel like glaives should just come with unstoppable.
Yeah. And
I switched to Sleeper Simulant for champs and bosses, and it cut my time in half. I was able to
Really?
There were some runs that I was finishing that lost sector in 2 minutes. You can completely bypass the anti-barrier champions with just 2 shots of Sleeper Simulant. It saved my life. It made everything so much easier. It was just so much more DPS. I was using the Lament before, which is a high-risk weapon, I admit, but it also just wasn't doing enough damage.
Well, Lament's lost its edge.
Well, I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to challenge that. It's a good segue into my recent dip into the vault, which was the Lament. And I pulled it out because we were doing nightmare containments, and I thought, I've been putting my Well of Radiance down right on the nightmares and, of course, the boss at the end. And, using my slug shotgun interface. And I thought, I'm going to try the Lament. I'm going to try it. It's solar. I've got a solar build. I've got that, Full Metal Alchemist Warlock, unlimited solar grenades build. And I got the Lament out, and I used there was these guys I used to play with, Richard and Pelham, and they taught me how to use the Lament. You approach your victim whilst holding down the left trigger as if you're blocking, and it revs it up like a chainsaw. And then slice, right bumper, light attacks. You do 3 of them, and then right trigger to finish it off. And I was cleaning up house with Lament in the Nightmare Containments earlier today.
I got to thank Solstice for one thing. I did manage to get a new seal, and it's an old one.
What's that? Which one?
Shadowkeeper one, the Harbinger one.
No
because
way.
I was doing altars and I managed to get the ghost shell dropped from the end. I was like, fuck, finally.
Wow. That's actually really cool that the game allows that to happen. That's that's so old. I mean, Shadowkeep, Harbinger.
Yeah, the drop rate for the ghost is crap as well.
As long as the stuff's still out there, the steel is still available.
Yeah, and that's actually cool because today's sound check is the Shadowkeep weapons, or the moon weapons, the sounds of the moon weapons. So we'll be listening to that a little later on.
I mean, circling back to the lament, I used it for the previous Lost Sector, not Skydock, but excavation site, and it was doing decent damage. But when I switched to Sleeper Simulant, it was like just night and day.
Yeah,
it is a powerhouse DPS.
Yeah,
and I would say for nightmare containment level activities, though, and when you're with a group, and so.
Yeah, but Storm Chaser is probably pretty good too. I'm thinking, right?
I don't have that one yet.
Yeah, I want to get one. I like linear fusions. If only I could aim a little better. But anyway, Stego, what have you been up to in terms of your equipment?
I also was rocking the legendary Lost Sector. I had a build with Staccato 46.
That's a solar
scout rifle.
Solar scout. Yep. I like it. I like that.
Just a
gun.
world drop. I've been keeping my eyes out for
one?
this. Yep. I finally got one that has. Yep. Me too. I finally got one with incandescent, and so I have been rocking that. I paired that with Arbalest and Storm Chaser.
Oh, you have the Storm Chaser. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I got that. I only ran the duality one time. I was very lucky. Anyway,
did you do LFG for that? Was that LFG for when you ran duality?
No, it was Ghost. He's in the chat.
He's in the chat.
He's our dungeon guru.
But then I copied Cassius' build after I saw that she was doing the dungeon,
the Sleeper Simulant, and the Glaive.
Time.
The Glaive also takes out those void shields very quickly.
Mm-hmm. I definitely used the Unstoppable Glaive. I went in with a Peace of Mind pulse rifle, which is great. I like mine. I forget what the roll is, but it's sticky. It's very sticky. And the Glaive. Truth.
I just like pulse rifles.
Staccato. What I was going to say about the Staccato was I ended up, maybe it's because I was influenced by the name of the weapon, but by the way, I've got incandescent triple tap, which is a great combo especially in nightmare containments.
Nasty.
I put on the full auto retrofit mod, and I'm enjoying that immensely. Just saying, because the name Staccato suggests fast, rapid firing. So, yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Destiny sound check.
Okay, on this sound check, I decided for whatever reason, I forget what led me down this road, but I decided to listen to the moon weapons that came out in Shadowkeep, and then they were sunset, a lot of them, and now they've been reissued, and you can go in and farm these things through the what is that thing called? The enchantment prism? Is that what it is? Something like that. Anyway, it's near Eris. You can pick up basically what are these like little bounty type things.
The Lectern of Enchantment.
Lectern of Enchantment. That's what it is.
I believe.
Yeah, Lectern of Enchantment. That's exactly what it is. And so I actually, to do this, to get the sounds, I actually had to go there and, pick them up. Pick a few of them up that I didn't have. I had deleted the sunset versions, and so I went in and picked up the modern day versions of them. And so we're just going to go through each of these weapons that you can get on the moon and listen to their noises. Now, what I did with the sound files is I amplified the reload sounds to match the volume level of the firing. And what I discovered was a lot of these weapons have very interesting reload sounds. They've mixed in some other sort of moon characterizations in with the reload sounds. They're very subtle because when you reload your weapon, it's much quieter than firing it. Especially when you're in a sea of sound or you're doing battle or whatever, you're not going to hear the subtlety. So listen out for some of the weird ones. We're going to start off with the Blasphemer, which is kinetic. It's in the kinetic slot. It takes special ammo, and it's a pinpoint slug shotgun, the Blasphemer, and this is what it sounds like. Pretty standard shotgun. It sounds to me like what a shotgun would sound like. It's one of the few legendary kinetic slug shotguns in the game. It also comes with some perks such as quick draw, opening shot, very snappy and accurate. I think it's probably one of the stronger moon weapons, to be honest. Next, I'd like to talk about the Loud Lullaby. Anybody own a Loud Lullaby? No? Moving right along.
I've actually got one in my vault.
I think we all do. I think we have.
Yeah. Well, it's a hand cannon. We were just talking about hand cannons. It's the archetype is aggressive. It's a 120 RPM or 120 rounds per minute hand cannon. So it's a little on the slower side as far as the game goes. It can roll with moving target and kill clip, which is okay. It's an okay hand cannon. Yeah. So probably a PvP hand cannon. Let's listen to it. Yeah, pretty cool sound. Sounds like just snapping metal each shot with it. And the next one I'd like to listen to is Heretic. The Heretic is a rocket launcher. It's 25 RPM. It can roll with impulse amplifier and lasting impression, which is a good combo. Pretty decent DPS rocket launcher, if you ask me. Though I personally didn't like the lasting impression. I guess I'm impatient. I want results right away. But here's the Heretic at work. Yes, every day's the 4th of July with the Heretic. The Apostate is a rapid-fire sniper that a lot of people were very excited about it when it first came out. But then some other weapons came along and took its place pretty much. But I kind of like it. I was just using all these weapons again while I was getting their sounds, so I had a lot of fun with it. Just rolling around patrolling with it was a lot of fun. So this is what it sounds like. Okay, that was a good example of the weird reload, how it has some really strange noises, very techie sounding noises, very hive-like sound with the reload. But the firing itself has a very hydraulic pumping noise to it that's very satisfying, a good feeling weapon. And now we come to Richard's favorite archetype, which is the auto rifle. And the Moon auto rifle is called Arc Logic, and it is also arc energy. By the way, I haven't been saying which energy burn these things have. The Heretic was arc, the Apostate was arc, and the Arc Logic is also arc. So the three arc moon weapons we're talking about here. And so, yeah, this is it was brought back. The cool thing is they bring these weapons back, and they have some of the old perks, but they also add some new perks to the pool. It's a 600 RPM auto. One of only 2 arc auto rifles, I believe. Now this information could be outdated by now. I'm trying to remember what other arc autos are out there that are legendary anyway. Remains somewhat viable, but probably nothing to write home about. This is what it sounds like. Oh, very satisfying sounds there. Very punchy. If the weapons don't perform that well in game, the sounds of them do for sure. We're come up to that's also, of course, that was an arc weapon. We've come up to our first non-arc weapon. This is the Every Waking Moment submachine gun, and it is void. Probably not the best void choice for submachine gun in the game, but pretty cool nonetheless. It's got some good options, I think, for perks. Subsistence and Adrenaline Junkie could be good. Multi-kill clip could be good with this weapon. Probably not as good as like a Shayura's Wrath, but Every Waking Moment sounds better than them all. Let's listen to it. Okay, yeah, that reload was wild. And again, I've amplified the reloads a little bit to bring them up to the same sound level as the actual firing. And you could hear that sort of whooshing sound. I'd love to know how they get that. It's delicious from an audio perspective. And now, next up, we're coming to our final few weapons here. There's Love and Death, which is the grenade launcher in the heavy. It's a heavy grenade launcher, and it's solar burn. It's a rapid fire. It comes with auto-loading holster, which is a fan favorite, and full court. But there's probably a lot, like I said, for these are sort of meh weapons in today's meta, but probably at one time they might have shined a little better. Let's listen to Love and Death, the grenade launcher. Yeah, that has a menacing sound to it. One of those sounds like hearing somebody pop their hammers in PvP. You listen to the Love and Death sound, you feel like you should run and hide, but probably don't need to. And then next up is a Fine Memorial. A Fine Memorial is a machine gun, and I have to say the sound of it, for me personally, is a bit of weak sauce. It's an arc heavy machine gun, and again, let's listen. Yeah, lots of metal on metal for that one. Very kind of a higher register tinny sound to my ears. And next up is the moon weapon, the Dreambreaker. Now, this is probably my favorite moon weapon. I think it hits like a Mack truck. It's a solar fusion rifle. And I think I have a firmly planted one that I really, really love. Let's listen to the sound of the Dreambreaker Fusion. Yeah, great reload sound there too. That it sounds as good as, and it feels as good as it sounds, I should say. We're down to our last few weapons here. One Small Step, which is the it's in the kinetic slot, but it takes special ammo. They at one point, as you might recall, they put a lot of shotguns up in that kinetic slot for us to run double shotguns. It comes with 1-2 punch if you're into that sort of thing, but again, this is sort of a, B or C tier shotgun as far as the game is. I had a lot of fun with it though, running around. Okay, I think we can agree that is the best reload sound of them all so far. One Small Step. So it's almost worth going out and getting one just to listen to that reload sound through your headset. And we've come to next to last, the Tranquility. This is a pretty darn good sniper rifle, if you asked me. It's I don't know. I think if you can get firing line, it might be worth it. But I don't know. For me personally, it's just a good kinetic, good kinetic slot sniper that's very easy, very beginner friendly, I would say, if you're just learning to snipe or just want to fool around with a sniper. Here's what it sounds like. Very cool sounding. And we've come to our last moon weapon, which is the Night Terror. It's a sword. Let's give it a listen. Okay, now swords are in the heavy slot, so this takes the purple ammo, and the Night Terror is a adaptive frame sword, I believe, and it's arc damage, does arc damage. It's got your typical like Vorpal, Relentless, Whirlwind Blade type perks. Very easy to farm a good roll on that if you like the sound of it, the name of it, and think you can do some good with it. And to close out tonight's episode, I put together a little tune based on let me see if I can find that. I want to get this right, because you got to give credit where credit's due for these types of things. So it's going to be desktop. Yeah. So this is based on a tune called Robots A Cometh by Dan Leibowitz. And Dan Leibowitz was kind enough to offer up his song for free YouTube use, so no copyright infringements, but certainly we want to give him credit for the song, and I overlaid it with some moon weapon and moon sounds. So let's give that a listen. It's only a minute long.
Welcome, my friend.
I sense your thoughts, Warlock.
And there you have it, the Moon Weapons Boogie by Dan Leibowitz and yours truly, with the gun sounds edited in. Now, if you counted the sounds, there were 12 of them. There's 12 Moon Weapons, 4 for each slot. Go get them, use them. Pay homage to Eris Morn while you're at it. She's worked awfully hard to give us those weapons, and it's a shame that they're just collecting dust in the vault. Daniel, do you use any Moon weapons?
Not really.
Stego, you don't? No.
Curious as
Used to when they first came out.
Yeah, curious why you chose Moon weapons. Like, what made you? Were you just toying around with the sound and thought, wow, that's really interesting?
Yeah, I was trying to remember what led me down this path, and I think it was I watched a YouTube video of just weapon sounds, and one of them was Tranquility, and I was like, wow, that is really cool sounding. And I kind of heard something funny going on with the reloads, so I was like, geez, I wonder if other Moon weapons have that sort of sonic characteristic to it in their audio, how they did them. And just there's something about, they're very metallic sounding as well, like crunching metal or metal on metal.
The reload is so interesting. It's so subtle. I wish it was almost just a tiny bit louder, right? So that other people are like, wait, what just happened? Like, what was that?
Right.
Makes you look over your shoulder a little bit, type of thing. So
it was Tranquility, and I think I had just done for Solstice, I had just done like a Altars of Sorrow and got the Tranquility, and so I had it on me, and I was firing it, and I was like, yeah, I'll just do all the Moon weapons. And it was an excuse to go back and do some of the Lectern of Enchantment things and get the ones that I didn't have, like a Fine Memorial, and I think a few others. I didn't have the up-to-date ones in my vault. Right. So now I've got them all, and for the next month, I've pledged to use only Moon weapons in all my gameplay. So
except for that darn Triumph that you need, or you have to use haunted weapons.
I already did that. So it's back to the Moon weapons. Yeah. All right.
Look with that.
Moon weapons.
Yeah.
I will say I remember fondly the fusion rifle, the solar fusion. And
yeah, no, that's still, it hits like a ton of bricks, that weapon. I was using it like a few weeks back, and again, I think it's just every now and again you go in and you do your Altars of Sorrow, and you get a Dream Breaker, or I forget where I got the Dream Breaker from. I forget where that dropped. Dropped somewhere, and I was like, wow, this is a very, very, very good fusion. Pretty solid. I think it fires 4 bullets at once, something like that. 4 shot. It sounds like it anyway. Ready for non-Destiny media consumption?
Let's.
Non-Destiny media consumption.
What have you been consuming, watching, reading, listening to outside of Bungie's Destiny 2 video game? Sallybug?
Oh, we are still working our way through Stranger Things. I think we're on the final season, or 4th season, right?
That is correct.
Season.
The one that just came out?
Yeah. So we're almost caught up. I think we're 1 or 2 episodes in. Oh no, like 3 episodes in, I would say.
Oh, you're running up that hill.
Running up that. That's funny,
I see what you did there.
Playing,
nice one, Cass. Yeah. That was perfect.
I was like, they were playing that in Walmart, and it's like, yep, it's because of Stranger Things.
Well, see, that's the power. The power of media is that Kate Bush is finally getting some credit.
Right.
How many years later? And it was so sad when Breaking Bad did Baby Blue, I think it was. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that like hit number 1 on Spotify. It's too late. You know, those guys are long gone. None of them were left to see how appreciated their music was from
Their music was later on.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, it's so cool that phenomena though, and
Yep.
yeah. So we're getting through it.
I mean, yep, we're getting through it. I that and quite frankly, a lot of Destiny. So outside.
I'm
of
sorry.
Destiny,
I'm sorry, Miss. This is non-Destiny media consumption we're doing.
This is where you could talk about, like, say, Assassin's Creed Ragnarok.
No, that's not what it is. It's the latest
Ragnarok.
game mode, the RPG.
At any rate, for me, it's basically been that. So, but outside of my Destiny time,
Range.
still dabbling in my lawyers on YouTube as well.
Richard, still there?
I've been watching the TV series The Sandman on Netflix up to episode 7 so far. It's really great.
Sandman?
Oh, I've heard good things. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with
It
it.
just came out this week.
Is it horror?
It's a Neil Gaiman graphic novel series from the 80s.
Oh.
Oh, well, 80s through 90s, long running.
And this is new though.
At one point.
yeah, it's already number 1 on Netflix.
Also, it's being very well received by fans.
Well, Neil Gaiman is one of my favorite authors, so I'm going to have to check that out.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I love that. And I've
It's
just
on
been
the
rewatching Smallville at the same time.
Oh.
Some chicken noodle soup for your Superman soul.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I feel like a nerd.
Well, I mean, I already finished that Superman and Lois TV series, so I went back to that one.
Smallville's great. Yeah, so like Sally Bug already alluded to, I've been playing lots of music. Cordially invited to sit in for a friend on electric bass guitar for a couple of gigs this summer. It's been a challenge, but very rewarding to learn how to do music again. I haven't done it in so long. So I've been listening to a lot of that, a lot of the Weisternauts catalog of music to not just listening to it, but to learn how to play it as well. It's been a challenge, but well worth it.
Fun.
Stego.
Our movies we've recently checked out. We watched Belle on HBO Max.
I'm waiting for that in the UK.
It was stunning.
Was it?
What's Belle about?
It's a modern cyber retelling of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, interesting.
It's Mamoru Hosoda, is it?
Yes, I think so.
So if you're familiar with his work, he's it's his latest anime. Actually, I think he already has another movie out or a movie coming. But yeah, no, it's his latest. Summer Wars. I don't know if you're familiar. Wolf Children.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, it is in the same vein as Summer Wars, like has a AU virtual reality aspect to it. Yeah, I would say the story got a little bit strange, but the visuals of the whole thing were just like mind blowing.
Yeah.
When did Summer
we also
Wars come
checked out-
out? Do you remember? That was not too long ago,
It
right?
was 2009.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah, I seem to have some memory of it. Yeah.
For some of our viewers, that's before you were born.
Yeah, for sure. 2009.
We also checked out Lightyear, which
On Disney Plus.
made it to Disney Plus, which was just a fun little Pixar movie.
It was fine.
It's like a Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah,
it's
movie?
like supposed to be the movie that the toy was based off of.
Oh, interesting. So it's not like it's like a prequel to Toy Story?
Yeah, it's actually not related to Toy Story besides the Buzz Lightyear character.
Gotcha.
But,
Yeah, it's not the same-
The premise that they say at the beginning is like this was Andy's favorite movie before he got the Buzz Lightyear toy. So like this is the movie that
Oh,
the kid from Toy Story would have grown up watching.
interesting. That's kind of cool.
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was a sweet little sci-fi romp.
yeah, fun for the whole family.
I guess that's it.
Sounds like a wrap.
Sounds like a wrap to me. Episode 55 is now officially in the can. So let's do our outro. Well, thanks for tuning in to this episode. You can join us live on YouTube every other Saturday, generally, even though it's Tuesday night. We had a little delay because I had to play electric bass for the Westernauts. Yeah, we try to get started around 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Add 5 hours if you're in the UK. Subtract an hour if you're in Texas. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Until next time, it's goodbye from Richard, Greenstego, Romance Girl, Sallybug, and Sooltime. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.
See you, Richard. See you, Romance Girl. Bye, Sallybug.